We'll have those for you in a moment, but before that we go on to other developments now. Now we're looking at developments in the Central African Republic. In the words of the French Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian, he feels disgust and betrayal over allegations that French soldiers in the Central African Republic had sexually assaulted children in exchange for food. Now, Mr. Le Drian had received a leaked UN report in July that detailed the sexual assaults which reportedly took place at a center for displaced people. The abuse allegedly began in December 2013 when French troops were deployed alongside a UN-mandated European Union and African Union peacekeeping missions. Mr. Le Drian also told Journal du Dimanche that he immediately gave the reports to the courts and that an internal army probe into the matter was conducted and finished in August. The Guardian also revealed last week that a senior United Nations aid worker had been suspended for disclosing to prosecutors an internal report on the sexual abuse of children by French peacekeeping troops in the C.A.R. The Guardian also revealed that French authorities sent a letter of thanks to Compass for that information. Joining us via telephone right now is Ifoma Ihonu, who is the Assistant Programs Officer for Child Rights Awareness Creation Organization. She joins us via telephone. Ifoma, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Now, we do understand that in this case particularly, we're dealing with children, both those who've been abused or claim to have been abused and those who bore witness. Now, what kind of protection are we looking at providing for those who have been sexually assaulted or alleged to be sexually assaulted?
Okay. We have laws actually that provide for protection of children, against sexual abuse or any form of abuse for that matter. And knowing that children, because of their physical and mental immaturity, need a higher level of safeguard and care, there is a great responsibility, not just on guardians of children, but on the state to ensure that children are protected against such actions. And in this case, of course, we have children who are already abused. And from what you said, we also have children who are going to testify, already testified in private though. The thing is this, both the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and maybe in the case of Nigeria, the Child Rights Act, they both provide for the privacy of the child. Because whatever you do with children, their best interest is the paramount consideration. So in the case of children in Central African Republic, first, the ones who are already abused should be protected by way of being taken into custody, because their health first should be examined, the psychology, and also to ensure that having been sexually abused, there's not been any transference of any disease whatsoever. And for the ones who've given evidence already, their identity, of course, should be protected because the law also provides for that. And the reason is simple. Their identity should be made known because if they are known, they could be attacked subsequently by the perpetrators, okay? Or the ones who, owe allegiance to the perpetrator. So, beyond taking these children possibly into welfare homes, because you would agree with me that most times children who are abused are from poor backgrounds, and if you leave them just to their guardians or their parents, they may not get the protection they require. And that is where the state comes in. Having institutions like welfare homes, manned by qualified personnel, by way of psychologists who are trained in child psychology. You have social workers, you have medical doctors who would check these children, examine them, and know what particular need they may need, in the face of the abuse they have faced.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time and your input. Ifoma Ihonu, who is the Assistant Programs Officer for the Child Rights Awareness Creation Organization, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you. Thank you. Now we look at events happening right here in Nigeria. What is happening, what we're going to tell you about now is a developing story. And what we understand is that trouble is brewing as members of the House of Assembly and the state government have engaged in some kind of power play over an unapproved 11 billion naira allegedly requested by the state governor Sullivan Chime. Now, reports from Enugu say that the governor had asked the state governor or asked the state assembly to approve the funds for a secretariat project, but he was turned down by the state assembly. The frustrated governor did not stop there, as he allegedly induced some members of the assembly with some money to impeach the House Speaker and Honorable Eugene Odo. But there was a mild drama this morning when some members loyal to the Speaker convened and began impeachment procedure on the governor in question himself. We're going to go on a break now on the program. When we come back, we're looking at events in Kenya as the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry pays a visit to the East African country. We'll have details for you in a moment. Please stay with us.